fly and never come back. Go to a place where people accept me for who I am. You know when you try to make it, it's a hassle. I'm on the back, I feeling like I feel like running away and never come back. Inside you told my fellas on your message, no matter what you're going through. Facing the obstacles, challenges they put you through. Feel like I'm not, you have to go through rough patches. Seize every opportunity you get, forget the past. Don't get in your boss and can't get chance. I'm telling you, man, no one can dispossess.
How did I end up swinging on streets? Is by naughtiness, by getting friends and running to trains and getting trains and going further and end up in town. When we get up here, it's like the securities, they, you know, like we had to go scuttle and ourselves, you see, and like during the day, they like last start replying us, you see, like, why you standing here? They knew like you were a street kid and they know that you like, the one, because like first we used to like take from other people, you see, with force we're taking from them. And then when you go away and you decide that that place is not good, so now you want to do it in a better way. So now asking the people, maybe like, maybe any coins, any change or something to eat, you know. And then the securities come, they ply you, they say you disturb the people, but we do it in an honest way, you see. For us it's like honest way.
Stop feeling sorry for the children that live on the street, because I tell you something, the survival that they've got is something that we all need to know. How do you survive that? And instead of feeling sorry for them and pushing them aside and saying street children, which puts them on the periphery, we should be engaging them and saying, how did you do it? How did you live for one day on the street? Because for me, you ask me who my heroes are, it's the children that live on the street.
What in the street is like when men, like it's like the time when I did come on street, and it's like when men see you like you're still young, then they tell you that you're the next victim here on street now, and like they're gonna rape you. It's like a gang, they're gonna rape you. The people say it's they throwing you on the table. You see, so that was the biggest thing I fear here in town, because they usually from back to front, and that was the biggest fear here on street.
So it's interesting, it's exciting, and it's proactive, and it can change. So like what you've asked me in a lot of those questions, you can get that from the actual people that lived through it. Because I was a street child when I was 14, so that's why I do the work that I do. And I come out of KwaZulu-Natal. However, what currently goes on in the street, if you can hear it from somebody like Mani or Spooky or Adam who observe it and have seen it going down, and the fact that we can't change it right now because there is no accommodation, there is no food, and there's no warmth. So these are all the challenges, the big challenges that are being ignored.
Introduced to crime and robbing people, breaking into houses, chain snatching. Like I can say I was an active robber. Since my young age, is how I went into the formations and prisons.
And yeah, sometimes you have to stand up with boys, and it's not easy, because it's sometimes when you have to fight with him, you see, then you have to realize that you're a girl and that he's a boy, got more power than you. You see, so it's tough sometimes as a lady to stay on the street.
If you're living in what we deem a cycle of destruction, it's very predictive what happens to that young person when they arrive on the street, because they're looking for family. So you think about it, you're very scared. You're going into the situation where at the city, when you leave the city at 5 o'clock, it's dark, it's scary. Where are you going to sleep? You've got to find people that are going to protect you so that you're actually okay in the environment that you land up. The only way to block the pain of leaving your mommy and daddy behind, leaving your community behind, is to drink alcohol or to do drugs. Once you're in the drugs, you have to do crime or sell your body to get more drugs. Because then your whole life becomes about blocking your pain and not dealing with it.
It's not good to like go and scuttle for drug money, then you don't feel it. You see, it's like a waste. I go scuttle, and then afterwards, then you're getting hungry. So it's better to do something good with your money as to go for drugs with your money. Why was I being arrested? The first time it was off. That was not like me, but I had to stand for it, you see. So some of my friends would rob the foreigner and put it in the drum, and then I come from the hotspots. And they tell me the thing is, you see, that and I had to go take it out, but I didn't know that this was the two people who still stand on the corner. So the time I was coming, and then the action was like just started, maybe in a second or in a minute it just did happen. So I had to go to the drum and take out the camera and walk. And then there was a lot of boys and I was the only girl. And then I hid it and then we were walking. Yeah, I just see the cops come like wild, you see. And then all of us had to just stand. Boys were searching out, but I did think of like throwing it, but the eyes was too on me, so I had to hold it. And then the lady saw the belt of the camera and then just scream and say, there's the camera, there's the camera, sorry. So I had to go stand for it because it was big deal.
I was in the police station one night where a little boy had been locked up, and we went to go and see what he had done and how we could assist him. And one of the captains walked in and he said, Zay, why are you here again? And the little boy turned around and said, you know, Morse, you're my father, you've watched me grow up. And that's the nutshell. That little boy grew up in the prison system. So those policemen were the only father figures and sense of normality that these children had, was to see that same man every time they came in and know that, okay, there was a link here. And, you know, we all diss the South African police, but hey, you go and be a policeman for a day, or you go and be a street child for a day, and then you come back to this forum and let's discuss how you feel. Because a policeman for a day, maybe 4 or 5 years ago they were seeing one murder a week. Now they probably see 1 or 2 a day, seeing children raped.
Why do I want help? Because the one got an old on street, like old lady. She like going with the van, she still looking for food, still looking for a place. Now before that happened, I want to be out of here.
So it is about each individual taking responsibility, and the fact that they go through puberty and they go through everything on the streets, there are organizations out there that love and care for them, but we can't provide them a future. And that's why for me, a lot of the projects cannot reintegrate these children back into a community, because it's a community that stuffed them up in the first place. So where are they going? How many orphans are there in this country right now? You know, I've heard everything from the government saying 2 million because they look after children, probably 10% of the children out there through government grants.
Uyafun'undazi. My name is Renel. I stay here in Puka. I'm on street, but I don't want to be here for the rest of my life or stay this life. I don't want to be in this life for the rest of my life, so I want to also be in something that people can look up to. So I also like to have someday you know, my own place, my own responsibility to live up and you see, to live a positive life. I won't like this now. It's like a negative life, but I believe that things gonna go my way. And it's gonna be my way.
One for me, well I don't know, let me be. You can judge when you want, my racondes or cheat. I wanna reach my destiny, this is what I'm destined to be. Like Kubeka Lwele Pumelelo till I no longer breathe. Kubeka Nukele Lendela till I get royalties. I have a dreamy vision and passion I wanna achieve. Listen if you knew.
Uyafun'undazi.